Hi everyone, it's Crystal here at Nurture in Black Falls. Today we're going to discuss a topic that a lot of people do mention while they're in the chair at the salon, and that is oily scalp. So how many of you out there wash your hair every day? And how many of you you have a multitude of products in your shower and none of them work? Or you don't feel as if any of them work? Still greasy. Well, there's lots of things that can contribute to that. We want to first talk about your diet. A lot of what you put into your body reacts with your skin and your hair. So here at Nurture, we do believe that what you put into your body should show on the outside. You should have great skin. Sometimes the products that we have in the salon won't make a difference of your skin if all you eat is fast food, for example. Or if your hormones are completely unbalanced, sometimes the products that we have for your skin won't help. But when it comes to oily scalp, you want to make sure that you're eating a good balanced diet. If you do eat a lot of fast food or your diet is very unbalanced, it can create an overproduction of oil, and that can cause oily scalp. It can cause psoriasis, and it can cause a lot of other scalp issues. So unfortunately, when you get to that point, you're going to want to wash your hair every day. That's the norm. Feels dirty, I want to wash it. So people will wash day after day after day, and their hair just continues to stay oily, and that's the only way they feel they can stay on top of it. Well, really, your scalp is supposed to produce a certain amount of oil, and that's very normal. When you wash your hair every day, it takes the natural moisture away from the scalp, making it dry. And therefore, the body has no other option but to overproduce. So people who do wash every day are stripping the natural oil, which means that your body needs to produce a little bit extra in order for it to be or feel normal again. So if you're washing on top of every day with a shampoo that is high in alcohol content, it will make matters worse. Sometimes manufacturers will add in extra waxes or paraffins to, per se, compensate for how drying their products are, because the client's hair feel soft and shiny. But really, the structure and integrity is very, very dry because of the alcohol that's in the product. So make sure that you're looking on the back of your shampoo and conditioner, on the ingredient label, and that you are looking for alcohol. Now, a lot of professional products will actually have alcohol in them, but they will be lower on the ingredient list. So that's something very important to look out for. A lot of drugstore products will have alcohol. Stuff that's found in the natural aisle, likely not so much, but they don't perform great either. And even some professional brands that are very inexpensive still have very high levels of alcohol. So I bet you're kind of scratching your head thinking, maybe it is something to do with my product. So definitely have a look. The second thing that might be triggering an oily scalp would be your product. So aside from the alcohol, I want and hope that all of the clients out there that are listening to this have talked to a stylist in a chair before purchasing the products that they now have in their shower. I know a lot of businesses out there have a lot of retail, and if you go in and say that my scalp is oily, they might simply sell you a shampoo and conditioner that's just very light and doesn't have much moisture property to it. But that doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to help with your scalp. So make sure if you are looking for a product that you can't find locally or you can't find here at Nurture in Black Falls, that you make an appointment and a free consultation, here anyway, to sit down and talk to a stylist about your concerns. If you came in to see Nurture, we would recommend the Awaken Scalp line. So there's a shampoo and a conditioner and scalp drops, and there is a very brand new mask as well. So what this line does is essentially creates good scalp health. It doesn't really treat your lengths of your hair. It doesn't treat color, even though it is color safe. It basically makes for the ideal growing environment for hair. It does help greatly with oily scalp because it creates a good balance. It also helps with itchy scalp, with eczema, and it's great for removing DHT, which is excreted in sweat. Most men it might experience some hair loss, maybe even women, and that hormone will not be removed if you do not use a product that will specifically remove it. So that is one option for dealing with oily scalp with a product line here from Nurture. The other thing that I would like to discuss would be using product. Myself, I have very fine hair. I've had it for a long time, but prior to myself being enrolled in hair school, I didn't really use much product because I found everything weighed my hair down. And I'm sure a lot of you are, me too, me too. Well, if you are not using any product because you find it weighs your hair down, if you're washing every day, so your scalp is excreting extra moisture, your hair is laying super flat to the head, and it's just absorbing all the oil, and it becomes flat and greasy very quick. So you will want to make sure that you use a root product, if not a mousse. Jump root product. This is a surface product made in Canada, and you literally take the top off when your hair is damp out of the shower, squeeze the nozzle, part your hair right at the root. Doesn't need to be applied to the end, and it doesn't need to be pulled through. That is simply going to give you a little bit of lift so that your hair is not laying flat on your scalp, and it will perhaps take a little bit longer to get flat and oily. If you intermix a few of the things that I just suggested to you, you might find that you get great results. Another option as well, if you usually let your hair air dry and you don't use any brushes, you don't use any styling tools, maybe start small. Perhaps use a flat iron to put a few little kinks in your hair, or use a round brush with some of the mousse just on the top so that you get a little bit of lift. But the straighter and flatter your hair is, the worse it will look at the end of the day if you're just starting this process of trying not to wash every day, trying different shampoos, switching over a few of your styling products, and maybe adding some heat into your regime in the morning. So a few of these things I hope have been helpful in suggesting perhaps where you might want to start or what you could look at on your own time. One quick thing actually would be to perhaps look into some vitamins or some oils to see what perhaps we could add into your diet at home that you might be lacking in the food department, but we can add into a supplement. And perhaps a fish oil, or perhaps chromium, perhaps vitamin E. All of those things can help your hair and your skin, but I'm definitely not that person to chat with. Jen from the IDA here in Black Falls would likely be a phenomenal contact for you. Hi Jen, if you're watching. And by all means, go in and chat with her and let her kind of know what your concerns are, what your diet is, and maybe she will have a suggestion for you. And I hope this has helped. I look forward to discussing a few more things with you this week, so stay tuned. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you sometime at Nurture.